Hi, Professor. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. A bit exhausted after this 3 hours course we had together this morning, but very happy with the foreign students I meet in this business school while doing my courses after my work.
Okay.
So, I'm fine, thanks.
Okay, that's good.
Thank you, Cesar.
My name is Cesar. I'm here with my professor. What's your name? Can you repeat your name for the public?
My name is Guillaume Regnault. I'm French and I'm 47 years old.
Yeah, 47. He has like a really unique name, Regnault. For me,
Like the cars with a G between E and N.
That's true. That's true. Well, we were asking. We have questions for you, Professor. I think you can help students here in France, also in Mexico, because we are planning to show all these videos from all the students. So we have this first question. Could you tell us a bit about yourself and your professional journey to start?
Well, I did a business school like this one at the end of the 90s. I was graduating in 2001 exactly.
Okay.
And I started my career path in a consumer credit company called Lafayette Service. I was working with the Galeries Lafayette.
Galeries Lafayette.
Osman.
Wow.
That was doing consumer credit for the customer in the subsidiary, taking care about department stores, consumer credit cards and so on. It was a B2C business. I did it during 8 years in different marketing positions, direct marketing, product manager, project manager and so on.
Okay.
And after that, I decided to move to change to a new business, and I went to the electronic money business and the payments industry by a large French player called Worldline, European player in fact, in different positions as pre-sales, global product manager for authentication services,
Okay.
wallet enablement into Apple Pay, Google Pay, this kind
Many
of stuff.
specializations.
Many specialization with lots of pre-sales and sales push in European countries and geographies.
Okay.
I was traveling a lot to different European countries with a plane, with a train and so on.
Yeah.
More recently, I decided to join another IT related firm called Sopra Banking Software, SBS, with selling core banking system to large banks in Europe, in the United States, but I'm in charge of the Middle East and Africa region for product marketing. We get 200 banks as customers in the African region.
It's like an international business, but I don't know what are you selling in that, because for many people, maybe in Mexico, we don't know what's about the company. So the company is like...
The company does software systems.
Software systems.
That we sell on-premise or in a managed service mode in our infrastructure for the banks that is doing core banking. That does. For example, the payment means management, credits, loans, but also savings. All these aspects are part of our systems. And when you go to your bank branch or on your digital banking, you reuse our system to do, for example, a credit request or this kind of stuff.
Like similar like PayPal, that the
PayPal for payment, but for the credit business, it's more secured loans with lots of information. That takes, for example, how much revenue you get, what kind of charge do you get.
I get it.
I do a very intelligent scoring on your capability to get the loan or not.
Okay, so I have another question, because how did you specialize in B2B marketing with all these jobs that you had in your previous years?
I embraced marketing just after my studies in the B2C consumer credit company in different marketing positions. But I thought B2B marketing was more interesting because there are these big tenders, and generally you get a few players that are fighting on the same market with this kind of request for proposal tenders, where there is a long sales cycle with different steps. Or presentation to be done in front of customers. I thought this kind of struggle was really more interesting from the also from the team spirit point of view. When you are doing an answer to a RFP tender,
Yeah.
and you have to defend it in front of customer, generally you put in place a task force with salesmen, key account managers, marketing people, key stakeholders, the engineers, also technical sales representatives.
Yeah.
You come to it, and generally you get 2 to 3 hours all presentation where you defend your price, you defend your level of service, your capability to get a project. And so it's really something very enticing. And from the team spirit point of view, I do lots of team sports aside the work. I think there is common aspects when you go for tenders in team in the B2B world, and when you go, for example, do some I do rink hockey, for example, hockey on rollers, and the same spirit I find in the locker when I go to do some sports.
Oh, that's good. Oh, well, that's a great experience, I think, because we as students, we think that maybe in many years we could have like your things that you develop, I think, but many of our students from this school, and I think from other schools, we think that it's very hard to find a job right now. I think in previous years were easier for the people to find like one job, but what can you say about this, Professor? Because this is like a myth. Because I think that now there are many people, but the companies needs like people with experience, with abilities. But what do you think?
Experience is important, of course, but I would say it's not the first break for foreign students to find a job here in France. I think in your generation there is perhaps less wage earner jobs within large corporations to find. It is really a generation where entrepreneurship is really fostered and a good way to succeed in life. So you should really consider this idea and this opportunity for kickstarting your career as something interesting and important to drive your career. It's not for everybody to be an entrepreneur, but I noticed that more and more students from the business school decide to choose this path. Also, I noticed there are many foreign students in the School of Business, and lots of them get some difficulties to find some internships, apprenticeships, and first job because they don't speak French. I think you should embrace the country where you travel and where you do your semester for studies. French is not an easy language to learn, but if you know a bit French, if you are able to showcase that you master a bit some sentences, to start a meeting, to welcome people and so on in French, that's very good evidence of you're willing to learn, you're willing to get integrated in the professional world.
Yeah, that's right.
So I would take this point. And of course, if you can do side jobs, small jobs next to your studies, to get stronger at interview time, to get something to testimony, to showcase to a company, that's important. If you could do it aside, if it's just 20 hours per week, or even less, it's always good to get this kind of experience to share with a new employer.
A new employer. Oh well, I agree completely. I think many companies are finding that for students when we go out of the university. I have seen that many food places and companies are finding like students with less experience to pay them like a little bit less or things like that. But what the place?
There are lots of students in Rennes. There is some competition for finding a small job between students, let's say.
What are the main challenges international students face? Which do you think is the hardest? Because, well, there's a lot here in France. It's like another language. Many people from other countries is coming here to learn French, also to know more people.
I would say the problem with France compared to other European countries is perhaps the French they don't like too much speaking English.
Oh, really?
Most of them are bad English speakers, or they don't dare speaking. and it's a pity because I think that doesn't help foreign students to integrate.
Okay.
So that's why I tell you need to also to make the effort to learn a bit of French language.
Okay,
but
that's
for
good.
me, I embraced since the start of my career international business life.
International.
So for me, it's not an effort anymore.
It's
I
normal.
lived into it. It's normal.
Yeah.
No, it's even more. I'm happy when I have to do meetings in English, when I have to meet some foreign workmates from other countries and so on. It's a chance, and for me, it makes the business life even more spicy.
Yeah. Oh wow, that's right.
And that's why you need to consider your mindset. If you don't get this kind of mindset, to find the exchange and the discovery of your foreign workmates something as spicy. If you are shy, if you think it is not interesting, maybe you should stay in your country and have a small entrepreneurship life in your country, and it will be fine. But international career, you need to get that in your DNA. The willing to learn, the willing to discover foreign cultures, people, and you need to like it. Otherwise, you won't get a sustainable international career.
Yeah, that's true. So, well, I'm thinking, how many languages do you speak, Professor?
French is my native language. I speak English very bad, as you can see in my French name. I have learned German because I did 2 years expatriation in Germany, spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Okay.
And I think that's all. I did 6 months also when I was students, 1 semester in Greece. So I speak a bit Greek. It's not very useful. There are so few people who speak Greek in this world. But it's nice for the summertime when I need to go there, but otherwise it's not useful.
Well, in Mexico it's not common to speak like more
I don't speak Spanish, unfortunately.
You don't speak Spanish?
No, unfortunately. I wish I could, but...
don't worry. Well, it's because for you it's normal to speak like more of 3 languages here in Europe, or what do you think? Do you think it's important to students to like be concentrated to speak languages, or be studying one career? What do you think?
One career?
One career. It's important. Which one is more important, to study careers or to study languages? Because many companies are finding...
No, first I think you need to get very strong and robust English speaking.
Okay.
Because English is pivotal for business.
Okay,
so you need to invest in very good English level, but I think you get it now with all the courses you get there.
Okay.
And aside, I think there are some languages that makes really sense to be successful in international. For example, I see here for me, for Africa and Middle East, people who master Arab language. It's really a great chance. Also, when I was in Germany, there is in Central Europe what we call the DACH region, where there is Deutschland, Austria, Switzerland. 80 million people in Europe speak German. So this kind of area, if you master German and you want to do your career in Switzerland, for example, it's really a great chance to master German. Because in Switzerland they speak French, German, and a bit Italian also. But if you master French and German in Switzerland, you can do a great career.
Okay.
So there are this kind of aspects. It depends on the regions in the world where you want to project your career. But if you speak Chinese, if you speak Arab, if you speak German or Spanish, it could be a great chance. Also, for example, if French who want to go in South America for their business life, if they master Spanish, there are plenty of things to do. Oh, well, that's true. I completely agree. Also, Professor, would you recommend students to seek job opportunities after graduation, or which advice can you give them? Because I know that there are many students that are planning to put like their own business after school, but I think maybe they need like experience to know how the business works. What do you think? There are 2 schools. There are some people who say it's more easy to make mistakes when you are young. People they accept more your mistakes and failure.
Okay.
When you are young, you can more. It's more easy also to bounce after failures when you are young. So, what is important for me is to be enough self-confident for kickstarting an entrepreneurship just
Okay.
after graduation.
Okay.
You need to feel it. Sometimes that reassures you also to join a large corporation,
Okay.
a company that is learning you many things with very good management level, training practices, this
Training
kind of
practices.
stuff. Because you don't stop learning after the business school, after the graduation.
Okay.
In your generation especially, I think the continuous learning culture is something very important. You
Okay.
will keep learning during your work lifetime. And
Okay.
it's very important to choose a company that have very strong training practices, face-to-face, but also
Face-to-face.
e-learning, this kind of stuff.
Okay. Oh well. That's important. I think many students will thank you for that advice, Professor. And I don't have any questions. If you want to say something for many students, because here in Rennes we are going to publish this. Also in Mexico, I'm going to show for some of my schoolmates like these videos. If you want to give them like a small advice, or what do you think?
I would say come to France, even if you are a bad French speaker. I think with a lot of effort, you can learn this language, which is a great language spoken in many countries in the world. And we are very welcoming towards Latin
Latin
originated
people?
students.
Yeah.
I think that I get some every year, and they are very positive, outgoing, and I'm happy to welcome some new ones every new year.
Thank you.
So I think the peculiarity of this business school, Rennes, is that there are many foreign students from all over the world. So you will mix up. Personally, in my course, I manage that you do teamwork from different country origin. You didn't choose your teammates.
Yeah, that's true.
I said no more than 1 or 2 Spanish in the same group,
Yeah.
because I want you to speak in English with people from different cultures. So you are trained to what will be your business life after, especially if you go in a global corporation. You will have to cope with this different country origin, and you will be trained for it.
Yeah,
So-
that's true.
And it's a great chance, once again, beyond business life and the success in your career. We are just meeting each other, and we need to understand each other. that's the spicy sauce of business life, to get to know foreign cultures.
Yeah. Oh well. Thank you so much. Thank you
you
so
too.
much, Professor.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.